Good morning, everybody. Got your coffee? I've got mine. So listen, before I get started, I want to say thank you to Lena for sponsoring this morning's cup of coffee. I appreciate you. Speaking of this morning's cup of coffee, this particular cup, I always put it forward as a reminder to Black people, particularly Black women. We have done all that we can do. We showed up, we voted, those of us who are in the 92%. And when we voted, we didn't just vote in our best interest. We voted in the best interest of everyone. Brown people and poor people and queer people and people in other nations who are going through it too. That vote also extended to them too, because we want to make sure that we have the right leadership in place, people to make the best decision for those people too, who are considered to be our allies. But America didn't want a smart, intelligent Black woman in there who was capable of making these decisions. They wanted the racist, white, ignorant man in there. And it's nothing that we as Black people can do about that. At least not until special elections and midterms come up. And then 2 years after that, give it another go. Nothing else we can do. We can't keep stressing ourselves out over problems that we didn't create. With that being said, yesterday's conversation triggered a few of you all. And I talked about how President Zelensky doesn't need Black people, Black women in particular, because I saw a lot of you all defending this man. He's a white racist man too. And that's just the truth, and you can feel your feelings. And if what you want to do is defend this racist white man whose country and people treated people that look like you and I horribly, that's on you. I can't stand in the way of you wanting to be somebody's mammy, you wanting to be somebody's mule, and you wanting to be somebody's martyr. I can't stand in the way. But when I say that this is a pro-Black platform, I don't know if that just sounds good in theory to you, but you just don't have the backbone to follow through. And that means putting Blackness first, putting Black endeavors first. And I realize that some of you all have internalized racism so deeply into the core of your soul that you don't know how to step in front of white folks and their problems, so that you can be a good vessel, a good ally to your own people instead. We're not ignorant over here. We know how a Ukrainian win would benefit the United States of America. We understand about trade routes and democracy over here. I just prefer not to talk about politics too much. But I promise you, what you can never do is to use my platform to send out a message to other Black people that we should put ourselves aside. We should put the way we are being treated, the way we are being talked about, the way we are being disrespected, the way we are being not thought of, the way we don't get our agendas met, the way we keep getting crumbs from this world aside. Because whatever white men and white people are saying and doing and white supremacy is doing it now in the moment, we need to continue to put ourselves off to the side for that. If that's what you want to do, this is not the platform for you. So lovingly, I give you this opportunity to leave on your own, because I think you know who you are. We had the conversations in the comments. Give yourself time to catch up to the rest of us. Because what I find is really weird when 92% of us over here is saying one thing, and then 8% of y'all over there is saying another thing. What we not going to be doing is telling other black people to keep waiting before we start loving on ourselves, each other, and our communities. That war is between greedy white men. This is not a war for freedom. This is a war about imperialism. I will never forget how when Russia dropped bombs on those people, they still had time for racism. And as I remind you of that, and your response to me is, yeah, well, we still need to be helping them and praying over them and defending them and doing whatever we can for them. That's not the messaging I'm sending to black people. And it's not the message that I'm going to let you use my platform to send to other black people. At the end of the day, whether the Ukraine lose this war or win this war, black people have to be okay. And the only ones who are going to make sure that black people are okay are other black people. And if you don't understand that part, that small little thing, that small little big thing, this isn't the platform for you. Go catch up. Okay, I'm done with that. In the meantime, Nebraska, you in danger, girl. You are in danger. They say in another 2 quarters, Nebraska is going to be broke. And guess why that is? Nebraska, who overwhelmingly voted for this racist, ignorant man, overwhelmingly voted for him, only for him to cut off the grants and the loans to farmers. His first term, something like 100,000 farmers went out of business. And they voted for him again. And now they're about to lose their little dairy farms, their cattle farms, cattle ranches. They voted for this man. They voted for immigration specifically to remove all the immigrants out of this nation, despite 70% and higher of their workforce being made of, guess what? Immigrants. Talk about stabbing yourself in the eye. And now they're on social media crying. Programs that Biden had in place were canceled. Programs that Harris would have continued, no doubt, canceled. And then you're going to get companies like BlackRock and what is it? Who was the other one? Zillow. They're going to come in when these people are forced to sell their dreams to the person who will pay them the most money. And all those corporate entities are going to lowball the crap out of them. Trust and believe. No way should the Church of Latter-day Saints own that much farmland, and in Nebraska of all places. When Donald Trump was the president the first time around, I felt like America was for sale to the highest bidder. And now that he is the president again, I know that America is for sale to the highest bidder. Biden was right when he said the oligarchs are dangerous to the rest of us. They're going to make life miserable. And yeah, now they're coming after Social Security and Medicare. And the man who is spearheading those endeavors, J.D. Vance, who is also the author, the main author of Project 2025, is someone who grew up on food stamps, Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security checks. If you don't know the movie Hillbilly Elegy, starring Amy Adams, he wrote that book. It was about his life. That was his actual mother, who was the crackhead. He cut those programs. What is mama gonna do? But this is America, where men think as long as they have access to wealth and wear a nice suit, that they are better than the most moral among us. This is America. All about what it's packaged like, but it doesn't matter what's inside that box. Character, morals, principles, values, doesn't matter. As long as it's wearing a nice suit, it can be trusted. They are driving us over a cliff. And the only thing that we can do is to make sure, as Black people, we have built the village that I keep telling y'all to build. You get into community with people like I keep telling y'all to do. And you figure out how to be less dependent on them and more dependent on each other, like I keep telling y'all to do. Because if we create an infrastructure within our own communities, nothing that they do will matter. That's how I know a lot of you all really don't understand real community. Show up. Give more than you take. Listen. Learn. Stop criticizing your people. Stop deceiving your people. Stop dragging your people. Start helping your people. I don't sit here every day and turn this camera on just to talk shit. I believe the things that I say. And if you're not ready to hear them, I accept that. But what we not gonna do is to discourage other Black people from focusing on ourselves. And how me sending that messaging out and being about that business gets framed as me being selfish or cruel to others is a testimony to how you feel about Blackness. And I promise you, you are the problem. Y'all have a wonderful day. Y'all take care of yourselves. Do something nice for someone. Show up for your community. Think of ways to show up for your community. Take your skill set to your community. Help someone with your skill set in your community. Love your community. It's the only way. If you would like to donate or contribute to the platform, we would definitely appreciate it right about now. You have a wonderful day, and bless you.